Do you think this practice is, you've mentioned before that this practice is almost like a form of meditation,
Yeah.
and you've mentioned that you do practice meditation, and so that to me is like, so when I'm meditating, I like bring your attention to your breath, and then it's to what you see, then it's to what you hear, and if you keep doing that, I tend to try and do that throughout the day. So I set little alarms on my watch, and every hour it'll go off, and then I kind of like bring myself out of my head, because I've just realized for that last hour I've been gone, I've been somewhere else. And so if you bring it back to the present and just try and go as long as you can with being present and noticing the breath. So what form does your meditation take?
So over the years, it's changed a bit. So I started with meditation on the breath, and now at the moment, anyway, I'm doing the contents of my mind, which means you can do that in several different ways. But the way that I do it is trying to imagine that my mind is sort of not contained by my head, but is just sort of a space. And then as the thoughts come in, you can either notice them and think, oh, cat food, whatever. Or you can not, the noticing can help, because it can help you realize how many times you think about something. Or if you don't want to be doing that, you can just let them kind of float by, and then you start to notice the space in between the thoughts, which is so useful in so many different ways in life. That's what I'm doing at the moment. It's not really affiliated to any particular thing. It's just a mindfulness practice, and I find it really helpful. But yeah, this is similar. And I have to do what you're talking about all the time, and I use an app at the moment to shut down everything else that could distract me. And I think exactly what you said. I need an hour of peace, and I turn the app on, and then I've essentially got a dumb phone, because I can't do anything with it. I start doing some writing or reading.
Yeah, I think also that the idea of being aware of your thoughts, to me, what helped was I realized that I was feeling the emotion before the contents of the emotion came about. So say it was something like anxiety, I would feel the anxiety, then the thought would come, and then I'd get anxious about the thought. But what actually happened is I was feeling anxious first with no content, and then the content came. And then you just kind of have to, like, if it's anything negative you're thinking about, you have to remember that you were feeling the emotion first. So it's not what you're thinking. Because I think people get lost in that, and they start thinking, how could I think something like that? I had a previous guest who is an addiction psychiatrist. And she said when she first had her child, she was in the kitchen with her baby, and she had this horrible thought of like smashing her baby on the counter. And she would continually think that over, being like, how could I think such a horrible thing? What kind of mother can I be? And then it suddenly hit her that it wasn't that she was scared that she wanted to do that. It was she was so scared of the fragility of her baby that like something so small could happen, and she had to like protect her baby, basically. And that's so helpful, that sort of just looking at your thoughts completely non-judgmentally and objectively. And if you do that, it tends to bring back an answer like that. It's like, you're not horrible human for thinking that thing. You're just scared that something's going to happen.
Yeah. And our minds do need to explore these things, these possibilities, to sort of help us understand what's happening and how serious something might be, or